because they feel inadequate. They feel it. And my advice to you is as you're learning how to do this and you start making money, don't fall into that trap, because it doesn't fill any hole. It creates this vacuum that you never fill. You never fill it. You might have lots of money and you're going to have to keep buying new cars and buying new things, buy new houses. You can only do that so much, folks, until it really comes down crashing on you. Like, this doesn't really make me happy doing this. So what is excellence for you? Send it to me as a tweet, as a response to this invitation here. Let me know what's success to you. What is excellence in success for you? What is that goal? Where does that mile marker exist in you? Because if you don't have that, if you haven't defined what that is, you're going to miss that target all the time. Did you miss it? Did it go over your head? Unless you define exactly what you're aiming for within reasonability of your proper skill set at this moment right now, or where you hope to be at some future time that's undefined, without a scheduled date to it, no expiration date. Success doesn't have an expiration date, and it doesn't have a best by date either. But so many times we treat it like it has to be this or nothing. And you wonder why you don't do well, because subconsciously you said, if it doesn't happen by this time, then I don't want it at all. All or nothing. Oh, that's a gambler's mindset. And you need to have someone that's lived through that tell you that's what that is. And you may be not thinking about it or recognizing it as such, but that's exactly what it is. You're putting in so much emotional emphasis on feeling adequate, feeling like you've achieved something in a short span of time. So therefore, it means you're the chosen one. The stars are aligned and everything was just, put in motion for you to be here right now. That might not be true for you at the moment, but it doesn't mean you can't have wild success. It doesn't mean that you can't achieve your goals and do it sooner than you probably ever imagined, but you have to be flexible and let it happen. You have to enjoy being a trader. And I'm going to tell you something. I have lots of people that make money learning what I teach, and they're not happy as a trader. They hate trading. Why? Because they're wrestling themselves. I hate trading. I hate trading. I make a lot of money. I wish I could do something else to make money. What are they telling you? Think about it. What are they saying to you by saying something like that? They're saying that they're not comfortable in their own skin. They don't like the risk. They don't like the uncertainty. They haven't embraced the outcome is whatever it's going to be, and they have no control over it. And 99% of those types of individuals are all influencers. Let me say it again. 99% of these individuals are online influencers around trading. And they wonder why it's so hard, because you have elevated yourself to some measure of importance that you have to be all the time on. You always have to be in character. You always have to be on point. You can never do it wrong, because if it happens, people will see through those cracks and they won't have the affinity for you that they have right now. That's what's going on. Trading doesn't get any harder, but living in your own skin as a trader with all of these extra things piled on top of yourself, that's difficult. And it's also not excellence. When you pursue excellence, what does it look like theoretically in the scope of trading? Well, what I teach you to do is I want you to think about things topically. The question always comes up, ICT, can you please just be very specific and tell me what videos or what playlists on your YouTube channel should I watch to get me into the groove of things right now? Like, I want the shortest right to the punchline. Just tell me what it is that will get me started. You're asking me as the author to give you the perfect outline, an agenda, and a curriculum that if you just study everything, pick up a playlist. I don't care. But if I could tell you honestly, what I've done in the last 2 years is such a direct, right to the point, that if you can't see value in what it is I teach through the last 2 years of lectures, and there's not even that many of them really, or if you look at that and you think, well, that's too much, can't do it, go do something else. Because you're exhibiting characteristics that is not going to be synonymous with someone that's going to find success in trading. You have to be willing to read. You have to be willing to put time into it. You have to be willing to defer immediate gratification. And you have to love what it is I'm teaching as a lifestyle, not me. You're not worshiping me. You're not loving me. Okay. You're not hailing me king, goat, or anything like that. But you have to love what it is I'm trying to instill in you as a lifestyle. This is what you do in the form of meditation. You study price action. And you know by doing this that it's going to leave a lasting impression in your subconscious. So that way, when you watch real-time price action, you will start picking up on, you know what? That driver in front of me is getting ready to change lanes and they're not going to use the signal. That same moment of being able to feel like you're clairvoyant, like you can predict the future, it will feel just like those moments I described in this lecture here. You can't put your finger on how you just knew, but it happens. It's intuition. Well, when you get into this loop of reading price action, it's very empowering. There's no way for me to articulate the measure of power it feels like, because you're literally holding time and space in your hand and you're calling it before it happens. And the first time you recognize you're able to do this, it feels like a Marvel moment. Like somehow you just had the candlesticks radioactive bit you, and now you have the skill set to be able to climb candlesticks with no problem at all. Like you're Spider-Man. You can predict the next run in price higher and lower, where it's going to go, and stop, turn around, and go the other way. It's amazing the feeling you get from it. But in the beginning, it's going to be fleeting. It's going to come in and fall out, and it's going to come in and manifest itself, and then not. If you watched Tobey Maguire's Spider-Man, Sam Raimi's rendition of Spider-Man, his approach was presenting Spider-Man with the ability to create the web in his own body. He didn't have the web cartridges like the comic strip actually had. But he didn't understand what caused that web to come out of his hand. So it was like it would happen, then it wouldn't happen. And it was intermittent. His abilities were intermittent. Sometimes he could do it, sometimes he couldn't. Kind of like when Superman was learning how to fly. It wasn't easy for him in the beginning, but eventually he got there. So here you have examples of two of the most powerful superheroes, and yeah, they're make-believe, but look at the testimony that they're providing for you. These are Marvel and DC giants in the comic book world. Their origin story showed that they didn't walk out and they had it all together in the beginning. So why are you expecting it? Why are you expecting that? Allow that growth. Allow that organic understanding to build into that Marvel-like response of you being able to read price action, because you have to learn that first. And you have to do that well for a period of time before you do what you think right now is finding the entry patterns. Tell me how to find the right fair value gap. I've done that. I've literally encapsulated it inside of 30 minutes or a maximum of 60 minutes. The opening range, or 10 o'clock, or 3 o'clock in the afternoon, or 8 o'clock in the morning, where you get the best of both worlds. You have opening range at 8 o'clock to 8:30 news event with news embargo lifts. First present the fair value gap in that 1 30-minute period of time right there. Boom. Study that one. He always does this. He always does it. He just crones and crones and crones, on and on and on. And then he drops something like that. That's how I do it. That's how I do it. Because it's not good for you to come in and eat the pudding before your meat. You want your pudding? You got to eat your meat. behave, stop thinking like that. So the bottom line is this. By having a topical approach to studying, each week, like it's a weekend right now, Saturday, 1st of November, 2025. Time goes by quick, doesn't it? Wait till you're in your 50s. It's zooming by. I'll be 54 soon, and I'm freaking out over it. I'm like, there's so many things I want to do. There's so many things I want to do. And I can't do all those things and make videos and be online all the time with all of you. So that's what I'm doing. I'm living. But having a topical approach to studying, on the weekends, you should sit down and say, okay, I'm going to endeavor to study the opening range this coming week. My focus is primarily just on that. I'm going to study how the daily range is formulated around that first 30 minutes. What am I referring to? 9:30 in the morning, Eastern time, to 10 o'clock for NQ. Okay. If you are a Forex trader, you're going to do the same thing with US 100, the CFD. The same thing with US 100 is the same thing we do in futures trading. There's no inhibition, no limitation. Okay. I can't trade futures. I'm not listening to ICT's recent stuff. All he talks about is NQ. No, I'm talking about price. I'm talking about price at the right time. All you have to do is apply it to the other markets too. It happens. It's happening in euro. It's happening in British pound. Just because I'm not talking about it doesn't mean they're not formulating the same type of strategy there. It's happening all the time. But I'm trying to teach you to be a specialist. Pick one market. I don't want to trade Forex. And because you want me to, some of you think that that makes me less of a teacher because I'm not doing what you want me to do. When I'm trying to teach you as the teacher, this is what I want to do. I want to specialize in this because I told you to specialize in one market. Am I walking the thing I'm teaching? Yes, I'm walking it out. I don't care what gold's doing. I don't care what oil's going to do. I don't care what soybeans is going to do because China's going to start buying them again. I don't care because I'm trying to teach you to limit your focus on one thing and master that one thing and do one thing well. Because if you can do that one thing, and I'll tell you what that one thing is in a moment, you will make everything you need to make to live. And if you do that, you maximize it with heavy lifting through money management, not over leveraging, but with money management. It can do the heavy lifting. And what you can do with a cookie cutter approach of doing one thing well, what is one thing? Silver bullet. Wait for that 10 o'clock first fair value gap and an obvious draw on liquidity that matches the daily range narrative. Is it going to be bullish today? Wonderful. I'm only interested in going long. I want to see something in the first 30 minutes where it's traded down below some measure of sell side liquidity, absorb that, and then left relative equal highs. So right now you have a stage set. Perfect. This is not complicated. Why don't, wait, Michael, wait. Go back. You said you're bullish. How do you arrive at that? Because if you could teach that, I've already done that. Look at your weekly chart. What is it likely reaching for on the weekly chart? Some old high or some old low for the liquidity or the inefficiencies that exist before that old high or old low. That could be your first rung of low-hanging fruit objective. If it gives a yield of 75 handles or 75 pips or more, to do that, not even go to the old high or old low, that's your bias. Every day you look for that. Does that mean every single day is it going to be up close candle? No. But over time, you're going to know that because it isn't a down close day or it's an indecisive day, you know what's coming next. Bullish day. You have to allow some measure of, well, I guess, inconsistency in the beginning because you're learning, you're fumbling while you're learning how to do this. And that's all normal. It doesn't feel normal. It doesn't feel comfortable. It's not encouraging when it's happening. You need someone to say, hey, look, this isn't going to happen for you anymore after that time or that instance of you falling down. The falling down is part of that process because you learn how to endure. How can you ever possibly learn to come out of drawdown, which is going to happen to all of you? You are all going to experience a series of losing trades. No matter how much you learn from me, no matter how well you get good at doing this, you're going to have a series of losing trades. It's unavoidable. You cannot avoid it. I cannot teach you how to avoid that. But you will encounter it. Now, pray tell, how on earth do you believe you're ever going to come out of any drawdown, ever, unless you have encountered doing it wrong at least once, without emotion, without having a meltdown, without thinking, oh, this is different. They changed the algorithm. They're moving on ICT. It's the new retail, believing everybody out there that has all these stupid ideas. You ever missed a day at work? Oh, well, I didn't get to go to work yesterday. I got the flu. You were really sick. You really did not feel well. And you didn't go in. And guess what? Those are hours not earned. So you're short on the pay. Well, I don't have the paycheck that I usually have. Might as well get another job. That's exactly what traders do. What? I took a loss. Well, it's time to go back to the drawing board. Let me see who's hot right now on social media. What are you selling? I don't want to take another one of those losing trades. If that's how you think, if that's what you know about yourself, don't trade. Don't even get into this, because you're going to have losing trades. You're going to have lots and lots of losing trades over a long, long career if you're going to be a trader. And that is absolutely part of this lifestyle. And anybody that tries to sell you the idea that it's not is lying to you. They're making up something. They're wrapping up with fraud and deception, and they're leading you down the primrose lane. And I'm trying to just remind you that there's a right way to do this and there's a wrong way to do it. And there's the wrong expectations and there's the reasonable expectations. And I'm simply trying to be a voice of reason, calibrating you. That's all. Just trying to remind you, this is what's normal. This is not normal. And these are the right steps to get to excellence. But you have to have a topical study approach and limit your study in the beginning. And I don't care if you've been studying me for a while. If you're not consistently profitable and you don't have a model you stay adhered to all the time, you never deviate from, this applies to you too. Anybody that has a consistent model that they're profitable with and they don't do anything else, they see anything else I make a lecture about or talk about, they don't care. I don't care what he's teaching. Dude, I'm making money. I have something I'm working with right now. I don't need to tinker with it. That's exactly what I taught. Once you find that for yourself, lock in and block everybody, including me, out. I've done my job. I pointed the way. I was a conduit. You learned. You made it yours. You're making money. Goodbye. Goodbye. Get out of the nest. It's time for you to fly. I got other children to raise up now, and I need the space. Get out. Happy flights. Good luck. Enjoy your life. That's the dichotomy here. We don't have tethering here. That's not what this is about. If I was a cult leader, I would keep you all attached to me, tethered to me. Pay me, baby. Pay for my time. That's what a cultist would do. I'm cultivating independent thought. Independence, that's what you really want. Maybe you haven't qualified and quantified it and identified that for yourself, but that's exactly what everybody wants. They want their time to be their time. How they want to spend it, what they want to do, when they want to do it. I don't want to do that today. And guess what? I don't feel guilty by saying no. That's freedom. That's excellence. Topical study. Give me some ideas, ITC. Come on. Give me something to work with. Give me something to get my hands into now. Okay. Opening range, first 30 minutes. 9:30, 10 o'clock. Every day this coming week, your obsession is that only. Now, since it's a topical study, you can do what with it? You can do it over a couple different markets, not just NQ. And you will learn to see that there are repeating phenomenon happening in all the other markets at the same time. They're not one-trick ponies, okay? That's how you know it's algorithmic. They don't have this same algorithm, this one algorithm that drives all the market. You're right, they don't have one algorithm that is tentacles into everything and it's controlling all the different. No, every individual asset has its own script it runs off of. And what do you think that script is? It's the same source code. I don't want you to believe me. Okay. I don't want you to believe me. I want you to go out there and try to debunk it. I want you to look for evidence to be the contrary. I want you to do that because when you do this, I got you. Just like that. I got you. Because you will never be able to wrestle away from it saying, no, it's not there. Because you're going to see it. If you live this life as a speculator, never looking for evidence, never looking for signs and proof that there is a script behind price, it's no wonder you're never going to recognize it. You're never going to see it. But when you're going in and looking for clues, looking for evidence, the breadcrumb trail that's left by it, undeniable. Undeniable. And how can you prove it? Because it's happening at the right time. All the time. All the time, on time. That's what the algorithm is. And so you're not trying to beat the market. You're never going to beat the market maker. You're never going to beat them. The only thing you can do is ride on the wake that they leave behind. They can't hide it. They're never going to be able to hide it. And that should be an encouragement to you. And by looking at a topical study each week, the opening range, what does the first fair value gap do in that 9:30 to 10 o'clock? How is it used that day? How is it used for the rest of the week? How is it used in the afternoon session? How does the first opposing imbalance, for instance, let's say, one of my students also asked about this. He's probably tickled right now because he knows where I'm going with this. Let's say, for instance, the first time the fair value gap forms in 9:30 to 10 o'clock in the morning Eastern time. So you say the first moment it forms, and it happens to occur on the basis of a down closed candle. So it's a SIBI, sell-side imbalance, buy-side inefficiency. So down closed candle, imbalance, lower close. If you're bullish, if it trades down into that and stays with the bodies in the upper half, that's indication that it's likely to start spooling higher and order flow should be delivered on a bullish bias. That means up closed candles and in any down closed candle should support price. That's the dichotomy. Once you see that, it goes boom, 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 boom. That's your logic. That's what you roll into. That's your thought process. The very first buy-side imbalance, sell-side inefficiency that forms immediately, same time frame, after that first presented fair value gap, that's a SIBI. You want to recognize the first fair value gap that's a BISI. So it's the opposite of what the first presented fair value gap is. Okay. So if it's the first presented fair value gap, it's a SIBI, down closed candle. The first bullish up closed candle fair value gap, BISI. You want to start tracking that one too. Carry it through the rest of the week. Not just today, not just into the afternoon, carry it for the week. There's this relationship there that I want you to see for yourself. Not just today, carry it through the week. Okay. That's your topical homework for this week. Don't just do it in NQ because it's very simple. It only takes a minute to pull it up in your charts and click extend right. And then there you have all the information to study. So you can do it with multiple markets because you're doing a topical study. You'll be able to glean a lot of information from that. And you can do it with old data too. You can go back to the left, dig into old days, goes back as far as you can. And gather a lot of examples in chart form, in annotations, and be excited about what you see because you're going to see that there are very stellar setups in price action, price runs that were like, wow, that literally keyed right off of that. It did everything ICT talks about. Stayed in the upper half, stayed in the lower half. It presented itself perfectly at the right time. And all these things will repeat. And all of a sudden, what will happen is, by having a topical study mindset each week, you go into deeper understanding about that one topic. And there's 52 weeks in a year. Whether you're trading with real money or not, you got 52 weeks where you can do topical studies. Man, you could learn a lot. over 1 year doing topical studies like that. When does the daily high and low form? You can add that in for the week as well. What constitutes the daily high and low? Where does it form? Why did it form? And you need to be very diligent about explaining to yourself in hindsight why it formed there. What liquidity did it take before it did it? What liquidity did it run to purge? What offset distribution was underway when the price rallied up above an old relative equal high or an old high and singular high? What was the primary function of price going there? What took place beforehand? Where did smart money get in? Do you have examples of that in your charts? Do you have examples in your study journal where you log that? I promise you, if you haven't done that, you're missing a great opportunity to understand all of the underlying pinnings of the marketplace that is alien to you because you're not looking for it. You're not actively pursuing it. You're just waiting for the next thing I'm talking about.